Welcome back, freshwater fishing novices, new viewers. This video is, we're going to be talking about, well, this comment right here. This comment from BirkenPops. Loving the plan, fished as a kid, and now at 50 decided I need a hobby, and golf isn't it. So my 2026 goal is to get started and establish PB and see what works. Any suggestions? Now this comment kind of struck home. So I want to talk about how I got into fishing. At 39 years old, I moved from having a bunch of roommates to a single room I was renting. And I was going to bars and I was drinking. Then I was thinking I should probably find a healthier hobby. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm 40 years old, I can't go hang out in a park and just sit there. And I was like, okay, outdoors, what can I do? I'm like, okay, what's the next thing? I need an outdoor sport thing I can do. So I was like, okay, fishing maybe, then maybe I could feed myself a little easier. That was a mistake. It was between fishing and golf, just like BirkenPops. I didn't want to wear goofy pants, buy silly shoes. If I'm going to buy goofy stuff and look silly, it's going to be tactical and practical, not fashion-wise like with golf, with the silly pants and shoes. The shoes, I mean, they have a purpose. The pants, what the f***? They don't have a purpose. They're just rich people showing off silly pants. So I chose fishing. Let's look at this comment one more time here. My goal in 2026 is to get started and establish personal best and see what works. Any suggestions? BirkenPops. If you really want to catch just fish, there's no specific fish you want to catch, but you just want to catch a fish. My suggestion would be you want to get an ultralight rod or a light rod. You want to get a size 1000/500 reel for that ultralight light rod. And you could go with, for line weight, I would go, the max would be 8 pounds of fluorocarbon. The lowest number I would go is 4 pounds of fluorocarbon. The lighter line is going to snap more. The heavier line is going to last a little bit longer. If you're doing ultralight, the other thing I would suggest is octopus circle hook or just a circle hook. Size, what size do I want to say? I like size 10, but that might be too small for you. Let's say size 6 circle hook, not 6/0, 6. So if you know about the aughts are the bigger numbers. They go this way. We'll go this way. So zeros here, 1/0, 2/0, 3/0, 4/0, 5/0, 6/0. Bigger, 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 bigger. From 0 to the other way, it's just going to be numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, descending size. So I would say a 10 might be too small. So as a new angler or someone who's trying to get back into it, a size 6 circle hook. You're going to tie a snell knot on that thing. There's a lot of stuff to cover. What I would throw on an ultralight rod with a spinning reel and a 2-inch trout worm, something white so you can see it. Even if you're not wearing sunglasses that are polarized, you should be able to see it in the water. And if it disappears, that means the fish has it in its mouth. And you just lean back with the rod like this. You just pull up like this, about this speed, but at the same time you reel down. So you're just that fast. That's how fast you have to set the hook on a circle hook. Now, if you want to catch bass, catch a personal best and not fish for sunfish or black crappie or yellow perch, BirkenPops, what I would say is you're going to get a 3/0 extra wide gap hook specifically for bass, 10-pound fluorocarbon, medium power rod. Depending on your reaction time, I'd like to consider myself that I have a pretty quick reaction time as far as reacting to stimulus. So my favorite medium spinning rod is a medium action extra fast. So which extra fast is at the tip. So when you go to set the hook, the tip's going to engage quicker, extra fast. If you get a moderate rod, what it's good for is fishing lures with like treble hooks. The extra wide gap hook is not a treble hook. So that's why I'm saying fast or extra fast. If you're going to go, you can still throw treble hook on an extra fast rod. The rod's just going to bounce more quickly and it could possibly, the fish could possibly throw the lure. Let's see, what else would I suggest? I would suggest that you get hemostats, which are like pliers, but they're really skinny, like medical professionals use hemostats. They're locking, they have scissors, and you can typically find them in fly fishing sections. I know you can find them at Harbor Freight. If you just kind of look around, you find like the magnifying glass section where it's not really any tools. Hemostats I always have on me. Pliers I always have on me in case maybe the hemostats and I'm using it, they're not strong enough and maybe I'm using a heavier hook. I want pliers to grab that heavier hook because the hemostats might slip off of it. It's a smaller tool. The other thing is if you get a hook in yourself, you're going to want some kind of snips. Hopefully you won't ever need these. I've needed snips once in the last 10 years. I was fast enough that it only caught like 4 dermal layers of skin, so it wasn't into the meat of my hand and it just really tore out the skin and I didn't even bleed. Lures for bass fishing. Extra wide gap hook, what you're going to want is a stick bait. So basically a 5-inch straight worm, no curly tail or anything like that. Gary Yamamoto, Yum Dinger, who else? Everyone makes a stick bait, a worm. worm. So it doesn't really matter. What does matter about the stick bait is the salt content. So more salt's going to sink faster, less salt's going to float more. Depends on the buoyancy you want. That 3/0 wide gap hook is going to bring that lure down, but it depends on the soft plastic you're throwing, the stick bait, the worm. Let's see, what else could I tell you? Bug spray, bug net if over your head, they're fun to have. They're nice to have. Do you need them? No. Polarized sunglasses are pretty important. They're not super important. I know a lot of people that don't fish with them, but if you do fish with polarized sunglasses, what you'll be able to do is see through the water and see physically where the fish are. Better than you would be able to than if you didn't have polarized sunglasses. What other tips can I give you? The polymer knot is going to be your friend for tying on to your hooks. At this point, if you're just starting BirkenPops, I wouldn't say you need to tie a leader line on. That's why I said the fluorocarbon was a good suggestion. You just tie a ton of fluorocarbon on and you can snip and retie as you need to. This is only for bank angling. The other thing you might want is a scale or a net. You can't establish a PB if you don't have a scale. So how are you going to know the exact weight of the fish if you don't have a scale? Not super important. I definitely didn't fish with a scale for like 2-3 years, and then I was like, wait a second, I want to see what I'm catching, and that's when I bought a scale. If you're going to get a net, do not get like a fabric or a cloth net. You want like a rubberized. The net feels rubberized. Your hooks won't get stuck in it as easy. The fish will be a little bit more comfortable in that rubber net as opposed to a cloth net just rubbing on its scales. Let's talk about where you should throw. The extra wide gap hook and the stick bait. If you're throwing that, you can throw into weeds. It doesn't matter because the hook's going to be buried in the plastic. When a fish bites the hook, that's when the hook is exposed, and then you set the hook and it goes into the fish's mouth. If you're using the circle hook on the ultralight rod, don't throw that in grass, weeds, pads, any of that. You want to throw on the edges of that kind of stuff. You do not want to get hung up in the grass. And since the hook is open and exposed, you will hook up with stuff. The circle hook, and if you're wacky rigging, which is what I said, I didn't tell you what was wacky rigging, but with the trout worm, you're going to wacky rig and throw it out. You can do the same thing with your medium rod if you have a bigger circle hook and a stick bait. So you can wacky rig at different levels. Ultralight, light, medium, you can go all the way up. Bigger lures, the bigger you go. So don't think you can't upgrade or learn something on ultralight and then transfer that knowledge up to larger lures, larger fish. That's an important thing to remember. BirkenPops, I want to slap this point home right here. When I first started, I started in December in Southern California. I'm not from Southern California. So I went to this golf course pond and I kept fishing. I was like, I have to hit a fish, Hours on hours, months, hours, weeks, 3 months before I hooked a sunfish. December, January, February. It was like mid-March when I first got my first sunfish as an adult. Panicked when I first pulled it out of the water. Didn't know how to unhook it. I remembered from being a kid that there was spines on it and I didn't want to get poked by those. And I vaguely remember pushing the fins back. So like grabbing the fish and pushing the fins back like this. Thank God for my horrible memory, because that saved me. But I was pretty pumped about catching that sunfish. I caught a ton of sunfish out of this little circle concrete pond in Simi Valley, California. And that's what I got bit by the fishing bug. And I moved back to an area with more water. My problem was I was looking online 10 years ago, and there was some people teaching people how to fish, but they weren't teaching them the basics like this. They might say, you know, this is the combo you need, this is the line you need, but it would all be separate videos. You don't need that much. You need a medium rod, moderate to extra fast action, 10-pound fluorocarbon line is a nice medium ground. My thinking is, what's the biggest fish I'm going to catch? Is it going to be over 10 pounds? Probably not. 8 pounds? Hasn't happened yet. So I figure 10-pound line is probably the strongest line I need at the moment for the application of being a novice learning how to fish. 3/0 wide gap hook, tie right onto your fishing line. You Texas rig without a weight that stick bait, which means if the hook goes like this, then the worm goes like this. So the hook goes in here, comes out the bottom, comes back up, and it's in the plastic. When the fish bites the back, it pushes that worm down, the hook gets popped up, and then it goes through the mouth. I know I've already said this. BirkenPops. I'm not sure if this helped other viewers. I don't know if this helped. Let me know if this helped clarify anything. If you need more clarification on certain things, please leave it in the comments down below. I want to help you guys get on fish this year. I want to get on fish this year. Why shouldn't you get on fish? If you're not subscribed, this is what the channel's for. It's for teaching people in adulthood how to catch fish, because maybe you weren't into it when you were a kid, maybe your parents weren't into it, but now you want to find a hobby that's healthy outside. Let's talk about it. Let's get you on to fish. Fishing is probably the most beneficial thing when I got on the water floating for my mental health. It's very calming, very relaxing. If you have a high stress job, sitting on floating water, even if you're not catching fish, is relaxing. So subscribe if you want to learn more about fishing, see other videos about hopefully making you a better fisherman. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. If this video helped you at all, BirkenPops, other viewers, go ahead and hit that, I don't know, the like button. Let me know. Maybe it helped. Thanks for watching this week. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Day, BirkenPops, I hope this helps out. If it doesn't, sorry. Just let me know other questions and I'll answer them for you. Thanks for reaching out and leaving me that message, by the way. If you guys want an answer to something that I possibly could answer, leave it down in the comments. Send me a message, doesn't matter. I'm on Facebook and on Instagram as well as YouTube, Freshwater Fishing Novice. Thanks for watching this week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll catch you next week.